Good evening, mortals.
Bitch.
Hello, everyone. How's it
I
going?
swear you wait until after I say it.
I do. You're correct. Yes. I wait till after you say it to specifically to turn on my headphones so that they can hear you, because you always immediately curse and say bad words in the first 5 minutes of a video.
What can I say? I need to get Daddy Twitch's attention.
Twitch doesn't care one way or the other. Do you know who does? Wife.
Not me.
No, wait, not wife. YouTube. Oh god, I might stream too much. Hello, everyone! Don't worry, wife, I'm not cheating on you with YouTube. She means nothing to me. She means nothing to me. YouTube can't hear me, right? Hello, everyone.
Not yet.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
I have a request.
Okay.
Before we actually start game.
Okay, yeah, I'm listening.
No reason.
Okay.
I need you to look at the screen. Just kind of give like a neutral face, and I need a black background.
Black background, okay.
No, I need to
Why?
see this.
Why all of these things?
It's for a homework project.
Yeah.
Does it have to be flat black?
No, but like, as little detail as possible.
Does this work? Or
That works.
this?
Nope, the chair works.
Okay.
Okay. Neutral face, and go.
Okay.
Or smile, I guess. Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome, Aki. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Exalted. Why am I so
Definitely not
fucking
gonna cut
weird?
that out. Put on a voodoo doll.
No.
Go ahead. You know what, Witch? You're already a huge pain in my ass. A few pins ain't gonna make a difference. Hello, Aki. Wait, I already said hello to Aki. Hello, Blackthorn. Hello. Hey, Cal. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Lavada and Shatter, who is having technical difficulties. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Exalted. We're in the Modern Shard as usual. We're on Earth, just doing Earth things. They're going dog sitting, I think. Do you guys remember what happened last time?
Yeah, we did illegal stuff.
You would never. What did you do?
Just
I
a
don't know.
little
Maybe you should
D&D.
ask the others.
So far we've broken and entered into somebody's property.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. The mansion. Technically, I don't know. Technically, does
The what? The mansion?
the house where the killings took place?
You mean the lady who told you where the house was? You broke into
Yeah.
her house
Yeah.
after she
I
gave you
don't know.
permission to get in?
Oh, fine. We definitely did. Definitely did commit identity theft of an IT group.
Mhm. I guess
And,
that's true.
Went through proprietary / like legally protected documents in an insurance company's computers.
That is pretty illegal. Okay, yeah, you did crimes. Everyone take 14 crime damage.
Oh no!
shit.
It's super effective against Joaquin.
Hey, dodge.
Okay, Mercy, you dodge. Can I get you to roll your intelligence and, let's see, intelligence and,
Bureaucracy.
Mercy wasn't even there. She's pretty crimes.
which
this
skill,
time.
which skill dictates skin color? Because you should
That's
probably
fine,
roll
I
that
got it.
Oh,
one.
oh.
That,
Oh, he's funny because it's a racist cops joke.
It's fine. I've got a certificate for being Caucasian.
oh, okay. In that case, the police tell you not to do it again, and then they say, girls just want to have fun. Wait.
Oh, girls.
Yeah, I rolled. Jordan, it's fine. I dodge.
Oh, that's weird. Shatter's having really weird things happen. Fandabby doozy I lemmy. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Shatter is briefly Spanish as well.
Shatter, are you okay?
Shatter, are you having a stroke? Blink twice if you're having a stroke.
I'm gonna step away for just 2 seconds.
Yeah, please go check on Shatter. Let me know if you need me to call an ambulance. I won't do it. I just want to know.
That's okay. I've got medicine charms.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, everyone. We're playing Exalted tonight. We're gonna pick up where we left off, which is you guys were investigating the dog that had been attacking people for the last 5 years at least, and had killed the gentleman who hired you's father. You had investigated the house and found dozens of freshly preserved corpses with still warm blood, with similarly dozens of cars outside. You went to an insurance company and found that the dad was well liked, well respected at the office, and you I think that's about all you guys did last session, right? Oh, and
yeah, and Adam
you also
didn't see any
There
of
was
the
some stuff in
cars.
Santa Monica.
right, and then in Santa Monica, you guys found out the demons are real and that it's the end of the world.
Oh yeah, just that.
Did I miss anything? I think I hit on the important bits.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So we're going to pick back up there. I'm specifically going to start in Santa Monica. So to set the scene, you guys have just left the social work. Actually, Mr. Crown needs some time, so maybe I'll come back to that. Is that all right, Mercy? Aki? Oh, Aki has stepped away. So yes, it's better that I don't go to the scene where the two people in that scene can't be in that scene. All right, we're going to the dog side.
I can pick up with the line on which we ended.
Ooh, what was that?
Did Richard Baker ever exist?
I mean, there's pictures of him. I don't know what to tell you.
Photoshopped.
Magic photoshopped.
Magic Photoshop? All right, cool. Yeah, the fact that he had 2 children.
Someone had 2 children,
All right, cool.
but like, is this? So Joe's gone full like we don't know what magic exists and doesn't, and he's like, oh no, is this one of those? The curse has created somebody to fill shoes left long ago by. What do we do here? What is this? Okay.
Okay.
Good word.
So everyone, all of my party is not reading chat right now, right?
Correct.
Just want to make
Yep.
sure. Good. So you guys, pattern spiders, you can hear me. They can't. Now they can hear me. I was doing the thing again, guys. I have a button that I push that makes you hear me and the pattern spiders hear me, and another one that just makes the pattern spiders hear me. Because you're pretty pattern
So,
spiders.
I say we should probably get out of here as quickly as possible before we get, caught.
I agree. Whoever the real
glad to
information
hear it,
technology people are, will probably be arriving.
but what's our next step?
Maybe talk to the son? He was the one that sent us on this chase. And he swore that he saw the thing.
We also have the daughter to look into, but I don't know. Well, either way,
The daughter's red
can I-
herring.
quickly wipe our prints off the keyboard.
Bro,
Anything else we touch?
come on, man.
Joe left none, having worn gloves.
Smart boy. And I guess back to the Jeep.
Okay.
Joe is muttering to himself the entire time about how he has theories, but only theories, conjecture, but no facts, and yet we don't know what this is, and yet somehow one man has escaped its. So one man has escaped whatever memory enchantment it places on them, while the others are all gone,
No, he didn't.
gone beyond the ability of anyone to remind them, to remember them. And he's just kind of like going over and over this, trying to figure out what the missing link is. What separated
Yeah, they
Richard
were
Baker
close.
from every other victim?
They were close.
What separated Mrs. Baker from the potential victims? And why hasn't she died? Why does she describe the dog as afraid?
Of us.
I feel you, Shatter.
I only.
Why didn't it kill the son?
I only looked in the living room as well. I don't know if there might be anything else in the house that might give us some new clues. But either way, let's get out of here.
Okay, so you guys leave the building and jump back in the Jeep. Sorry?
Joe's gonna ask the others, what do you think of me phoning? Well, I'm sorry. What was the name of Richard Baker's son? Out of character.
Oh, just give me one moment.
Yeah.
Gerald. He goes by Jerry.
Joe asks, does anyone think we should phone Jerry?
At this
I
time
think
of
so.
night?
He
Yeah, it's after midnight.
he was very keen on us looking into this. I don't think he will mind.
Yeah, plus we're kind of on a time limit, apparently, and Mercy will kill me if she finds out I died. So,
Okay.
That gets a little bit of maybe a little bit of a quirk of the lips from Joe. We can't have that. All right, I'll call him up while we head for the house.
Okay.
And Joe is gonna call him.
Do you lock the door behind you on your way out?
Definitely.
Okay. What do you do with the key?
What? The security guard really didn't say what to do with it.
No, he left.
He just left.
Is there a mail slot or
Yeah.
something?
Through the mail slot, then.
Okay, great. So you get back in the Jeep, and as you're about to drive away, you see a guy carrying a laptop case coming down the road, just walking, and it's very clear where he's headed. This is also Eightfold
I
Paths
can
join.
let him in. Just give me a sec. If you guys want to hold up. And
You just put
Oh.
the only key to the building into the building.
you're very correct, but I've got something for this.
All right, fair
Uh,
enough. I shouldn't have questioned the night. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'll stand by the door and give him a friendly wave
Okay.
as he approaches.
So he walks up and says, "Hey, are you the security guard?"
Yep.
Okay, great. Can you let me in, please? I'm with, and he holds up a sign. He's like, "I'm with Cat Computers."
Cool. Can I grab your name just so I can?
Sorry, one sec. You're an
That's
asshole.
fine. Oh, Joe Blah. Nice to meet you.
No, I'll make him a name. Fuck you.
Chat, rescue Jorb.
That would be great, but I'm actually trying to make a thing here.
call him Bob.
You know what? I'm gonna specifically get Aki mad. He's like, "Oh, John."
Nice to meet you, John. Thanks. And James will just kind of look at the door sideways, and use lock opening touch to pop her open.
Okay. Can you link that charm? Because I think it says that you still need to do something to open it.
Only if it's a.
Oh no,
sword
never mind. It is a simple lock, so yeah, you poke it, and you just pull it open. He walks in. He's like, "Thanks." Oh, the alarm's off. That's weird, but whatever.
No, I made sure it got taken care of.
Okay, then as soon as the alarm starts to go off, you see him pull out his phone, open it up, take a look at something, and then put in the code. And then he's like, "Thanks, man. I'll be
No
here for
problem.
like the rest of the night." So
As he walks away, not looking at me, I surreptitiously pick up the key off the ground and go, "Oh, here, so you can lock up."
he's like, "Thanks, but they'll probably be here when I get here. I'll take that off your hands, though."
Thank you.
And he takes it and walks into the building.
And I run the fuck away.
All right, you non-suspiciously full-on wind sprint away from the building, jumping through the window into the Jeep and saying, "Go, go, 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 go." The Jeep peels out with a screech and a squeal, waking up all 50,000 old people directly around this area.
Wow, that population density is really
No,
something.
I've got
Doesn't
a
take a couple
specific town in mind for this, and I can
Is this
tell you
Sydney?
that's very normal. Oh no, it's so much worse than Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney wishes it was this old. Anyway, no, you get in the Jeep normally and drive off.
Joe's gonna have called
Jerry.
Mr. Baker Jr. Jerry. Right. Thank you.
The guy you literally just had me look the name up of.
Yes, Jerry. Thank you.
You dick. No, I'm just teasing you. Anyway, okay. So he picks up on the fourth ring. He's like, "Hello,
Hello, it is Joe of Zenith Circle.
Joe. What do you want, man? It's the middle of the... Oh, wait. The solar. So I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm just waking up. You can hear him like clearly getting out of bed, and he's like, what's up? What did you find my dad or?
I would not bother you if this weren't important, but we spoke with your mother and we investigated the scene, and
Yes,
it's
Black
certain that he was not, that this was no murder by human hands.
Yeah, it was the dog. That's what we said.
You saw it, yes?
Yeah. Like kinda. It was small and then big, and it had like 1,000 mouths, and I think I was just having a nightmare about it.
I need to know if you, your sister, or your mother had ever mentioned a dog like this before the night it appeared.
No.
Seeing one.
No, we didn't. Hey, I'm getting a feeling. Can you hang on a sec? And
Go ahead.
you can still hear him breathing, so he's still got the phone to his face,
Yep.
but you can hear him walking around in the background. He goes, "I think it's here with me."
Does it visit you like it does your mother?
Sometimes. It's just weird.
She
Freaks me
said
out.
sometimes. She said sometimes it looks afraid. Does it do that with you?
I haven't seen it since that night. I just know it's here. Small, big, 1,000-mouth
Do you have any
chihuahua.
idea why it would be hanging around your family?
I think, cause like, I don't know, cause it didn't get us all. Like it just got Dad.
If you'll forgive me, it seems as though it could have gotten you all at any time in the last 5 years. It has killed many others. No one can remember them.
It's what?
There are bodies all over the old house, but no one can perceive
I
them.
was there last week. When did they show up?
It's difficult to describe, but they have always been there, and yet you can only notice them by the fact that after passing through the room, you didn't step any of the normal places. The route you took through the room was unusual. Does this perhaps ring a bell?
No? Are you sure? I was
As-
just there, and there was nothing in that old house. Just dust and a fifth of whiskey that was under my old bed.
Does Joe have this on speaker?
He doesn't have it on speaker, but you guys will be able to hear it because it's not quiet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He says, "Okay, I think it's gone. It's kind of hard to tell. I just get like this feeling. It reminds me of that night. So, so you found other victims? Oh God.
Yes. Many. It seems like your father is the only victim anyone can remember, except, well, a few of us remember its most recent victim. Our friend. He went to investigate, and now he has no social insurance number. There are no pictures of
Sorry,
him.
did you say a friend of yours went to investigate? When?
You likely won't remember. It was blah time ago.
No, I was here in town that day. No one was around the house. I went to the house that day. There was no one there.
Joe, ask him about the cars in the parking lot. How many cars did he see in the parking lot?
How many cars are parked outside of the house usually?
Uh,
None?
Usually just mine. I don't know. Sometimes the city parks trucks there.
We've been able to determine that in the same way that the victims are impossible to perceive or remember, there are cars there. A number of them. A large number. Belonging to those who have investigated before. No one can remember them and no one can see them.
But that doesn't make sense because you guys are the first people I hired. Like, you're the only ones who seem like you might have a shot at this.
Joe, we're arguing in circles here.
I understand. Tell me, is there any reason why your family would specifically be haunted by this thing?
No.
Was his dad into anything strange, anything supernatural?
Your father, from what we can tell, was a very upstanding, very, if you'll forgive the word, ordinary man.
Yeah.
He worked a steady job, was well liked by his coworkers.
I
No
mean,
one had.
he wasn't the
for-
best father, but like, he wasn't bad.
Not the best father in what way?
He worked a lot, so like, sometimes he'd miss practices and stuff. But you know, I grew up. I got used to it. It's just the way it was. He's
Was
putting
your
food on the
sister-
table.
Was your sister as philosophical about the situation as you were?
What? That he was not a good dad, or
Ah, I suppose it must have been frustrating from time to time. Sometimes one sibling is more affected than the other.
yeah. I mean, she didn't like that he wasn't around a lot, but like, she didn't hate him, and you don't speak ill of the dead, right? Like, I don't know. If anyone would have disliked him at all, it would have been, well, Mom, but she loved him like every day. She, I don't know. They never fought or anything. Like it was good. Like we weren't that weird. Like, there are way weirder families, worse families out there than ours. Like, by far.
I understand. I'm trying to find what it was that makes you the focus of such a strange occurrence. It can't simply be luck.
Maybe.
Where would I find your
Oh!
sister?
Maybe it's because I'm rich. So, but it wasn't. They would have had to have known I was gonna be rich, but like, I got a lot of money, right? So maybe someone attacked the family because they knew I was gonna have a lot of money.
Who stands to benefit if your family dies?
What? Oh
Well,
my
it's-
God!
I understand that's a difficult question, but if somebody did this on purpose because you're rich, who would benefit?
Well, I mean, if I'm gone, then it goes to my mom and my sister. But if they're gone, I don't know, the fucking ether. Like, no one could get at my money easily. It just goes to the bank, I guess. I don't know what happens with dead people's money.
Where's your sister now?
Oh, she's in the city across the water there. She lives in Vancouver. She doesn't really believe that. She doesn't. She says she doesn't know what happens, but she doesn't think anything weird happened. She's kind of distant. Like, we don't talk anymore.
I see.
Where would your who would
her
get your
financial
Xbox?
state?
I mean, she's fine. Like, she's you know, she works in a advertising office, and last I heard she was doing well. Like, it's been a few years, but like, she's fine. And I mean, she knows that, like, I love her and I'd do anything for her, right? And she knows that I got money now, so she reached out when I first found out and to congratulate me, because mom told her. She didn't ask for anything. She just said congratulations and was, like, happy for me, you know? She said that we should go for a drink sometime, and it was on me, but that's about it.
Okay. Thank you.
It is. Blackthorn, it is.
These things, in every book I've ever read, they happen to someone who has enemies, who has strange traumas, or a family ancestor. This, or some connection to the occult. But you don't seem to have any such. Is that correct?
My great grandpa built the mill down in the mural town. Does that
think-
count?
I don't
Like, he
think
didn't own it, but, like, he worked on it.
I don't think
I'm-
that's a cult.
No, but,
I'm-
like, I don't know what to tell you.
I suppose I'm grasping at straws. All of this seems insane. If you had asked me about the existence of magic even a few
No,
months ago, I
Shatter,
would have told you
the victim
well,
never existed.
that seems insane.
That's the thing they're missing.
But this creature, it's more dangerous than you know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It kills, clearly, so, like, I think it's pretty dangerous. Can't you just, like, find it and shoot it or something?
Believe me, we're going to be trying something like that as best we can. But how do you find something no one can remember seeing? No one except your mother, and to some extent you. It's why I called you at such a late hour.
Okay, well, do you need anything? Yeah, exactly, Lavana. He's a normal, like,
I don't
boring
think
kid.
we do at this point, but
Like, middle
You're in
class.
town, yes?
Yeah. I'm at my I'm at my house. It's a trailer, but, like, I haven't moved because I want to get this figured out.
Uh,
And
How Joe who's driving?
James probably.
Joe keys in the GPS, like the address
okay.
that would have been emailed to us, presumably.
No,
earlier-
no,
No.
it was not.
He asked for the address.
Okay, he gives it to you. It's a small, like, town just outside town, so it's gonna take you about, like, half an hour to get there.
We're going to visit the house one more time, and then there's
They
something
could, but
we'd
it's the
like
middle
to
of the night,
investigate.
so.
Since you said it was around you earlier in this conversation, yes?
Yeah, it's gone now, though. I'm sure. Like, the feeling's gone, so I think it's gone.
Okay, we have as best we can tell, it's an amulet for detecting curses. Someone that we believe
It's not that far,
that we
Blackthorn.
believe is capable of creating such a thing created it, and we wanted to see if it reacted to
Shatter.
being near you.
Okay, sure. I'll put coffee on.
Thank you, and I'm sorry again for the strange questions and late hour. We
I
have reason
figured
to
it was gonna be
believe
weird. It's just, I don't know. I guess I expected it to go different. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Thanks for your help.
Joe says thank you for your time and hangs up.
That is correct, Lavana. That's not where they're
I'd
going.
like to swing by the house,
First,
or if you want to drop me off there, you guys can.
No, I agree. We should probably look through the house a bit more and
Yes,
see what
I-
evidence is there.
I told him we would be at the house first, so
Okay.
he knows we'll be a little longer than half an hour.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna cut over to Santa Monica now.
Mhm.
Did I just hear Aki say yes, or was that someone else?
Though it wasn't me.
But fair enough. Okay, so you guys have just finished having the revelation of the century, something which humans have been trying to prove is real for a very, very long time. And
I'm at Autocathon. Yeah.
yeah, and you are now on your own, having parted ways with the social worker, and are kind of just standing around. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and call Nadia.
Okay. So Nadia picks up after a few rings and goes, "Hello." She seems weirdly awake. She's like, "Hello."
Hey, Nadia, it's Mercy.
Wow. Really?
Yes?
I'm sorry. I'm just really excited. I cannot believe this is working. You can hear me, okay, right?
Yes? Why?
It's just. I'm outside cell range.
Oh, okay. I have a question.
Okay.
One,
Yeah.
is Adam there? Don't worry, I still want to talk to you.
No, he's not actually. I'm somewhere else. Why is everything okay?
You can do the weird door thing between places, right? Can you do that reliably?
Kind
Just
of.
a qualifying question.
Like,
Um,
if there's two doors that are connected, I can do it, but I can't connect them myself. And even if I could, I would need to go to both doors, which, you know.
Because Darius and I are in Santa Monica right now, and we need to get
Why?
back to an investigation.
Okay.
I'd rather not talk about it on the phone, but
Oh, this line is almost definitely secure. If you could hear me, we're probably fine.
I know, but I'm not in the greatest part of town.
Oh, well, there's lots of doors in LA, so I could probably get to you.
Yeah, I need to get back to Up Island.
Yeah.
Would that be possible?
I don't know what Up Island is, but yeah, I could probably come
Like
help you.
Parksville, Qualcomm Beach.
Okay. Nadia's from Egypt, Aki.
Even if you could get us to Victoria.
Okay, yeah, that's where you're from, right? Okay, yeah, I think I can figure that out. Okay, well, can you do me a favor?
Mhm.
Can you start this as a video call and just point the camera around?
Okay. And Mercy does so.
Okay. She goes, "Oh, that's weird. There used to be a church here, right?"
We're still in the rich part of town.
Oh, okay,
Which is
never
why I
mind.
said it
The
was
rich part of the
not
poor part of
greatest
town.
part.
Okay,
Yeah.
she goes, "Yeah, I don't see any doors around here. Can you go somewhere older?"
Sure. And I guess Mercy's gonna make her way back to where the church is because it's in an older part of town.
Based on the spoiler that I just gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So you get there, and she goes, "Oh, that's weird. There used to be a church there, right?"
There did. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So could you look to your right a little bit more? And oh no, stop there. So that that big thick brown door, that's
Mhm.
a door. So I think I will be ready. You watch her walk out of that door. She's like, and as she does so, the line crackles for a minute, and you swear you can hear whispering. And then she says, "Right there," and she's there, and she waves at you and hangs up the phone.
Hey,
She walks up. Sorry, roaming charges. You know.
all good. I
I
get
didn't
it.
get roaming charges where I was calling you from, which is crazy.
Cool. We will have to swap notes.
I don't know if I'm allowed yet, but
That's fair.
let's see if I can connect this door somewhere useful. And she walks up to it. She opens it, and you can see a bustling street in a very warm-looking town. She closes it and says, "Okay, so that's
Not
I don't know, a lot of places it could be. But if I do this right, she pulls out a piece of chalk, and she inscribes some words in what you call it, Arabic, around the door frame. And then she holds her hand out, concentrates. You guys can feel energy start to flow from her into the door. And then after a moment, she goes, "Okay, I think that's pretty close to where you want to go." And she opens it. On the other side, you can see, like, it looks like a pawn shop and a bank across the road. She goes, "That should be good, right?"
Where does it look like it is?
You've never been there. Looks dark.
Can you hold this door open for a moment?
Oh yeah. Once the link's made, it stays that way until I stop making it that way.
Okay, give me a second then. And Mercy's going to walk through the door.
Okay. So you come out the other side. It's a little cooler than it was in Santa Monica, but other than that, pretty much the same climate.
And I gotta check my GPS on my
Cool.
phone.
You are up island.
Where
Specific. When you turn around, you see that you've just left a bar by the name of Rod and Gun.
Mercy, like, waves through the door. This is the right place, I think.
She says, "Great, because keeping this door open is way harder than it looks." And Darius, I assume you also go through.
Yes, I do.
You're here. That's so sexy. Can you talk for a second? I like hearing your voice.
Yeah, definitely. I totally know that you're asking me to talk so you can mic check me, and not because you actually like my sexy voice, but yeah, I can definitely keep talking for you.
You're only 50% correct. I did want to mic check you, but you do have a sexy voice. Anyway, so the two of you step through, and she lets go of the door, and it slams shut on its own. You see that she was sweating when she let go of the door.
Are you gonna be okay?
She did not follow you through.
Well then. Then how did I see her sweating?
As the door was closing,
Okay.
you look back and see her. You know how you can see people through open doorways?
No.
Oh, well, you can. Yeah, that's a
I simply
rule in
walk
this
away.
game. Anyway, so yeah, you're now in town.
Great. I'm gonna call James.
Okay, James, your phone goes off while you're driving.
I'll turn it on to speakerphone.
Okay,
Hey, James.
Roadkill Cafe, you kill him, we grill him.
Oh my god, at least it's not the you stab him, we slab him this time. We're back in town. I'm at the Rod and Gun.
My Jeep only fits 4.
someone's riding on the roof.
We can just stuff you in the trunk, it's fine. Nobody would be suspicious.
Have you ever
Oh.
seen a Jeep, Aki?
I'll I'll give her the address for the house and be
Okay.
like, call a cab. I'll pay if you need me to.
All right.
Do you call a local cab company?
Yes.
Cool. You find out that cab companies can, in fact, have business hours.
Or
It's a little town.
Very small town. You ain't getting nowhere at 2 a.m.
Uh,
That's not based on my own personal experiences, just so you guys know.
mhm.
Do you hop a
Uh,
city bus?
No.
Oh, good, because you don't have that. You would have to wait about 8 hours, and there's a solid 50% chance it would show up.
Mm-hmm.
well, assuming you call me back.
Mercy
Do you look up the address, Aki?
Yes.
It's pretty close to where you are, like maybe a 10-minute walk.
Mercy looks at Darius in his suit. You up for a run?
Why are we running? It's so close.
Do you not want to?
I look at the suitcase that I'm carrying. I'd prefer not to.
Fine.
But if you want to run, I'll meet you there.
No, not if there's some sort of weird ghost dog that could possibly kill the rest of our circle. Rather not leave people alone.
I wave and
Fair.
flip them off as I drive by.
All right, great.
Several angry texts come through on your phone.
Ding, 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 ding.
I take aim at the tire.
I simply turn on my jetpack and I turn myself into a missile.
Darius is like, you know what? I'm gonna be the news cycle for the next 6 months. Pulls out a gun. All right.
It's
So
okay,
everyone
pay for it to
eventually
be
ends
there.
up at the house. By some stroke of luck and not at all DM fiat, you all arrive about the same time, or close enough not to matter.
When Mercy shows up, Ben gives her a big hug.
Okay.
I am
Yeah,
glad
you're
to
finally
see you.
here.
Go ahead.
Oh no, Ben was just giving Mercy a hug. He's like, I missed you.
I'm,
What was the trip?
platonically.
I am extremely glad to see you too. You said you had something that could force a spirit to materialize?
Hopefully. If it is a spirit, then yes.
Well, jury's out on that, but it doesn't appear to be a curse. It is what Adam called an outside context problem.
Which I'm pretty sure is mage speak for I don't fucking know.
That is the problem.
It is. He's not wrong.
Yeah, then he ran away like a coward.
Darius, you wanna give me a hand? Let's case this joint and see what we can find.
Sure.
Mercy, I'll fill you in on
As
everything we've
uh,
got so far.
now that Darius and Mercy are interacting with the house, I'm gonna need you both to roll your perception and integrity. Actually, wits and integrity.
Ah, the memory roll. Fun.
Yeah, actually. Oh, yep. Cool.
Eat farts.
Against Wild. All right, noted. Please roll wits and integrity. Thank you. Aki just linked integrity protecting prana, which prevents wild energy warping. And then I called for the roll again, which does tell you guys something. Both
Oh,
of you
boy.
pass.
Eat farts.
Aki passes twice, which means Aki can eat as many farts as Aki wants. As a treat.
I'm gonna missile you after game.
Does that mean we see the bodies?
You don't, but you figure it out pretty quick that you're avoiding areas, and then you start seeing the bodies. Actually,
still
no,
doesn't
I don't
see
think
the
you
bodies,
do.
does
You just
No.
yeah.
Seen
You have to actually interact with them, which is why James was able to find them, is because he was specifically investigating the room.
A hobbit lay here, another here.
Do you show them the bodies?
Yes.
All right. In that case, everyone can see them.
Ben leaves the house.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. It didn't smell bad in there.
The moment Ben realizes there's dead bodies everywhere, he's just going to excuse himself and go take some deep breaths outside.
Okay.
Is all this blood from these bodies? Where's the husband?
Can I get a perception and medicine check from you, Mercy?
Do I?
Okay, this amount of blood is pretty consistent with this many bodies, but it's kind of hard to tell. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Joe is going to enter the house for the first time.
Okay. You've had the bodies shown to you.
Yep.
You want to also make that check?
Sure.
Okay. Bitchy, he spends modes. Pattern spiders, 5 to 1 odds. Come on, let's do it. Roll them bones. Pattern spiders, get in on this action. Quick. 4 he rolls. It's perception and medicine. Oh, there you go. 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Goddamn. So there is more blood than there should be in here. Quite a bit more, actually. Not enough that it looks like someone put extra blood in here, but either a body is missing or all of these people had an abnormal amount of blood.
Blah. And Joe shudders, but he's looking around, and there's a certain level of fascination glinting in his eyes as he looks at this obviously supernatural phenomenon, and his mind, as it connects to the twilight, is working double time to try and figure out the cause, the method, the means of this, the magical causality that binds it together.
So they didn't have the husband's body, right?
Correct.
They just assumed he was dead based on the amount of blood.
No,
But
Lavana,
5
because that's
years
not blood.
later, based on the fact that everyone remembers him, he should not. It wouldn't be impossible for his blood to dry and be scuffed away and evaporate, or even be cleaned up. It shouldn't be impossible for.
Well, they
He is
just
deception. His-
I just remembered something really important.
Oh,
The mother remembered Samuel.
she remembers all of the ones who have come through. She remembers everyone that her son has hired. Her son does not remember them.
Yes. That seems significant. I don't know how it fits, but it's
you said the dog stays with her, right?
Most of the time, when
It's
I phoned
because she
her
witnessed the
son,
murder.
when I phoned Jerry earlier tonight, not very long ago, he said it was with him for a while. He can sense it, but he's never seen it. Not since that night.
Maybe there's a connection between the dog and her?
No, not really.
She described it as afraid. When it looks at her, she can sense or see or imagine that it is afraid.
So why is it afraid possibly of her?
or of
Because she could
us,
see it.
because it was afraid when I was in the room. I'm gonna go.
Out of curiosity, I think Joe asked this of her, but I don't remember the response. It wasn't that it looks afraid when we're there. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, it looks afraid whenever it's with her.
That is correct.
Yes, so Joe asked that, and he'll blah that. It's not about us. Seems
About
like
what,
it is
Lavana?
afraid all the time, or else because of her.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna go look around the rest of the house.
Mhm.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe see if there's anything.
Take me with you. I
Give
need
me-
to analyze the. It's difficult to put into words. The magical signature of this. I can't see it yet, but it's at the tip of my. It's at the tip of some sense that I can't name. It's infuriating.
Well, if it's here, give me a holler.
So can I get a perception and investigation roll from James and a perception and occult roll from Joaquin?
I think Darius was also helping, wasn't he?
Yes.
Kate, Darius, you can help either or as your skills dictate. Lavana, I think she gets
James
hundreds of tweets
is
in a day,
going
if not
to-
thousands.
Take a second. Actually, no. Never mind.
4 successes.
Yeah, I see that.
That's awareness for James.
You're kind of just keeping alert to any threats more than anything, because awareness is not an investigatory thing, right?
Oh, I thought you said awareness. That was my bad.
No. I said as your skills dictate. You can help either or.
Oh, I should have done occult, but that was already rolled. My bad.
It's okay. You can do occult. That's fine. And then Sam will just add those dice. For
I'm
what,
also using
Lavana?
a full
There has to be a
excellence.
twist to the story. It can't just be like a nothing. All right, fair enough. So Joaquin, please roll an extra die. Rough. So James explores around the house, and there's nothing really out of place. I mean, there's some food that was left out that's long since gone rotten, to the point where it doesn't even smell like rot anymore. There's a little bit of water damage around the house, but not like a lot. It's just clearly someone left a window open at some point for a while. The window's since been closed. It's pretty clear that someone has recently been in what you assume is Jerry's room. There's no, like, it's not a mess or anything, but like there's less dust in here. There's pictures of the family everywhere. It's a family house. There's nothing too out of the ordinary here.
Same deal where the fellow Richard is always a little off from everyone else in the photos.
He's either in photos alone or there's photos of the family, but never all together.
Okay.
So, not really the same, no.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, Joe, the more you walk around, the more you feel that something is very, very out of place. Like, there's something obvious here that shouldn't be obvious, almost. Like, there's a subtlety here that's been made very, very, like, it's been put in the spotlight in a big way. And it is driving you mad trying to figure out what that is.
Can I stunt a thing?
I don't think so, Lavana. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Looking around at the pictures, at the fact that
gotta
everything
fit the
is
story.
ordinary. There's bodies that not even bacteria and not even bacteria can touch in the foyer, and yet the rest of this house is so ordinary, save for a few strangenesses that this family's photos are never together. The place has been abandoned as you'd expect. A house in which a murder occurred that was traumatic to the family. All of this, there's something so ordinary, and yet his mind keeps returning to the bodies. There's too much blood, and yet there shouldn't be more blood if one of the bodies is gone and the blood could have dried and been cleaned up. There's a link here, and his mind goes from his suppositions about the supernatural that he doesn't yet understand, and he goes into his understanding of humanity. I'd like for Joe to try and roll a role that is appropriate for a social engineering understanding of what exactly is missing from this family, because it always comes back to the family.
Okay, I think I'll just give it to you. I don't think you need to roll that. Your stunt does that well enough.
Cool.
So, the one oddity this family has out of everything else, aside from the obvious murder and whatnot, is that the dad, even in the pictures, seems weirdly distant. Like, he's apparently always working, but, like, they had time to take his picture at a baseball game, but not with his kids. Like, there's no picture where the whole family's together. There's no... It's weird that he's distant to them even here, you know?
And the descriptions were always... It was always clear that he cared for, at least by
Quite a lot.
Mrs. Cooper's account, cared for them. What is with the distance? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Figure that one out real quick.
Joe, picks up and then discards again his original theory, which is that Richard Baker is somehow linked to a phenomenon where reality and interaction with the world is stolen from one place and used to construct a being that never existed. He discards that in favor of something a little more close to a human heart. And he goes, distant and yet caring.
Wrong.
Always there.
You got close,
never
and then you
with.
left.
An ordinary man, well liked, but even by his family, but not there when he needs to be. What? Who were you, Richard Baker?
He's a Talpa, basically.
Can I get a roll, because out of character Sam doesn't get it.
That is kind of as expected. Okay. Let me take a moment just to talk to you guys. So, just so you guys know, this is a hard one. This is not hard in the sense that I took a children's theme or like I took a story from some folklore or something and threw it in.
Yeah.
This is a very difficult mystery to figure out, even if you know a lot of the details, which you guys do not. Just so you know. So being confused is very much what I had in mind when you were going through this.
My character doesn't figure out anything that I wouldn't, just because, him knowing more. And so it's not about knowing more. It's about...
There is some... You guys have enough evidence at this point to put together exactly what happened, but it is not obvious, and it's going to be a challenge for you to do.
Okay.
I would like to see if you guys can figure out a bit more before I start giving out hints.
Okay, sounds good.
There is something here. You're getting
Joe
closer.
shakes his head, and he looks to...
they're
James
trying to
Susan,
figure out what the fuck is going on still, Nick.
And Darius.
Oh, okay. Do either of you have some idea? Because I do not think the solution lies in the occult. It lies in his family.
Absolutely does.
Somewhere.
That too.
We found his phone.
We found all of his records from work. I have them on a drive. I have his emails, his everything, but they are so ordinary.
Is there a personal computer here?
Jorb, is there? Have we seen one in our travels?
Yeah, there's
around-
actually 3 in the house.
Boot him up. Let's see if there's anything about him on there.
Is there still electricity here?
No, I don't think so, Levana. Sorry. Yes, there is.
Okay, boots it up. Gloves back on.
Okay. So you
Like-
boot up the family computer. It takes a while to start up, but
I'm gonna boot up too while it's waiting.
it just
while
doesn't
it's
really
waiting.
fit. Sorry, Levana. And once it finishes booting, wow, 0 successes. Yeah, it's Windows XP. Yes, Levana, you will get refunded. So once it boots up, it's a family computer. It immediately has 3 pop-ups come up about boner pills. All 3 of them are the same pills, but they're completely different pop-ups.
It's got malware because
Because
Of
it's
course
the
it does.
family computer.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of games on it, and there's like 50 documents on the desktop. Going through them, most of the documents are like egg 45478. Remember to pick up Tony, stuff like that. Just like weird stream of consciousness stuff.
Joe's gonna kind of like
Oh, for sure,
use
Blackthorn, for sure.
his tech skills to figure out the names of files that would just be about family photos, and he's gonna find like
Okay, you find hundreds of them. There's
Yes.
lots of the family playing in parks and hanging out and hockey games, normal family
they
stuff.
still never together in one photo.
No, they're both in frame in some photos, but they're still separate.
Okay, so they're
Yeah,
all in
exactly.
photos, but anytime he's in the photo with them, he's standing off a little bit, like he could have been put there by Photoshop.
No, in some cases it's obvious he was actually there. Like the shadows
Yeah.
fall just perfectly. Like it would be weird for someone with the requisite skill in Photoshop to have put him in all of
course.
these weird family photos, right? Like it's
This is true, but like, it's the separateness, not the actual like motivation that Joe's looking for.
okay.
He's always separate somehow.
Always.
Is there a family pet?
Yeah, there was clearly a family pet. What's happened to it, you have no idea. But there is a cat dish near the front door.
Okay.
Pet cemetery confirmed.
Yeah,
Um,
it's their dead cat. That's what's doing all this. You guys have solved it. Congratulations.
Can you get into his personal email from here?
Are you? Sorry,
I'm
I
asking Joe.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yes, I believe so. The emails, there will be an account for everyone, and well, let me see what I can
When
do.
you open it up, there's just a family account on this.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's check the other 2 computers then.
The family account, by the way, has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ads, but when you get back to the stuff that's actually the family emails, you note that none of them are from the dad.
All right, he doesn't send emails from the family account. Or 2.
Kelly.
Are any
Is
of
that
the
correct?
emails sent to him?
They're addressed to him, yeah, but they're sent to the family email, and it's like mostly like older family members emailing.
Okay. We may want to check the other 2 computers, see if one of their private computers had something on.
We do that.
Okay, you go through them. It's clear he uses one specific computer because it's attached to his work email, but he's also got a personal email folder, and there's like dad stuff being sent from there mostly. Like he sends memes via email that he finds hilarious that were outdated 5 years ago.
With lots of dots in between the words or phrases.
Yeah. It's there's no like forward forward funny cat forward. But it's like he's used email, but it's pretty clear he has a specific way of talking, and it is as dad as it can be. Like it's very. If you Googled how does my dad write an email, this is what would appear. and they're sent. Most of them are sent after hours. You notice at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and some early in the morning, but not a lot during the day. So he must have been gone a lot. And
Not even on weekends because he just didn't have weekends.
some weekends, there were some messages sent during the day, but you note that those also line up with him sending work emails at the same time. So he was clearly doing a little bit of work from home. You could see the family got regular updates about their investment portfolios. Apparently, he was putting a lot of money away for, the family to have, which have continued to appreciate over time. But, yeah, other than that...
Social media account at all? Does he exist?
Yeah, he's got one. So it's, again, the pictures are the same kind of deal. In some of the ones of him when he was younger, he looks, about the same, just kind of like normal looking guy. He's got one where he's on a mountain smiling, and like some where he's in a forest smiling, that kind of thing. Normal stuff.
Messages specifically. Is there anything that he was hiding in messages?
Well, you do find a message from the girl who was kind of hitting on him at the office.
Okay.
And she was apologizing to him for coming on to him, and he was responding like, he gets it and he's fine. He's very flattered, but like, no.
I'll look at Joan, confirm that we knew that. Sorry.
You did. And as far as his last message is just like a gif of from his daughter of Kirby like doing the thing where he like sucks a guy in and then copies his thing, but he gets a gun instead of a Kirby thing.
All right.
That works. I like that
one.
one.
To do something as well while we search this.
Sorry?
I think the other group was wanting to do something as well. Ben and Mercy and James.
Okay.
While we search.
That one fit really well. I like that, Luana.
I mean, if we did the spirit thing that you're talking about, we could conclusively figure out whether he's, here or not on this plane. But I don't know if that's gonna tax your powers or whatever. I don't know how it works.
It's fine. I do have a weird theory.
Oh.
So he's always kind of distant and separate. It almost looks like if I were reading a book or say playing a video game, I would say playing a tabletop RPG.
Fuck off.
No. I would say that maybe this was something masquerading as the dad.
Kind of.
Like, it
That's pretty
seems like
close.
he's set himself up to be like the perfect dad, right?
Nixon fake the moon.
He's caring, but he's
Nikon fake
distant.
the
He's
moonlight.
in all of these pictures, but not really with them, right?
Yeah.
He's always at work or away.
That's-
Intriguing theory. So
Aki caught that.
What if? But here's the thing.
Yeah, Shatter. You cannot tell
And the
Aki
dad
this,
is the only reason,
but there
that
was
we're
no
here.
moon landing on this world.
and the only body
Man
we
has
can't
never been
find.
to the moon.
And the cops thought that he was dead simply because there was a fuckload of blood, right?
more blood than there should have been.
OC, Jane, sorry, this is Mercy and James talking, right?
Yeah, but anyone can walk in.
Oh, including Joaquin. Sorry. The comment there is, except that his wife saw him die.
Did she
She said-
actually see him die?
She says she remembers a lot of blood.
She specifically said she didn't see his body, but she
Right.
wasn't looking for it. She said
Got
that
it.
she saw him getting attacked and there was blood everywhere. She grabbed the kids and fled.
Okay.
So
You
she's-
don't have that specific of a memory, but your characters do.
Yeah.
So she saw him getting attacked by the dog.
Approximately.
My theory was that maybe he was the dog.
Yeah. I keep coming around to that as well, but
No.
I mean, how do we prove it? What do we do if we?
Mm,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, Joaquin leans in and says,
No,
And
Lavana.
for
Once
another
is enough.
question, what kind of creature feeds on the memory and the interaction with the world of its victims? Why is he not affected? And if he's not affected, then, and if he was the dog, then does this
Yes,
somehow
Nick, it is.
sustain the existence of something else?
what if the memory isn't the thing it's feeding on? What if it's potential energy?
Ah, like the Weeping Angels.
Yeah. You yeah.
I've been keeping
Wrong.
up on my Western pop culture as best I can.
But
Spain is part of the West.
But
Western Europe is a little different.
Spain is the westernest Europe.
It is the Westernest Europe, yes, but it's
Okay.
also pretty far east from North America. Fine.
I suppose.
regardless,
But Doctor
English
Who
language.
is from Britain, which is
And
farther
English-
east than
it's
Spain.
1942. I swear to God, Jordan, if I get a full month without blue booking, I am going to eviscerate you. in
Okay,
the
fair enough. Sorry. I'll stop roasting Sam. My apologies, Sam.
But what
Oh.
if the bodies, removing them from, for lack of a better term, the timeline, is a side effect?
why does it want to be hidden?
I mean, from what you described, it's a big dog with a million faces. That's ugly as fuck.
Okay.
Further
Yeah,
to that,
that's why it wants to
Yeah.
remain hidden, because it's a total uggo.
further to
Sorry.
that, it does appear, according to Mrs. Baker, to be afraid of her, or afraid around her. It attacks those who come searching for it, or searching for Richard Baker. It's unclear the link.
Well, let's see if we can find Richard Baker. And Mercy's going to stretch out her hand in the office the same way that she did for the priest.
Mhm.
And she's going to order the spirit of Richard Baker to appear.
Okay, as you do so, something feels very off, and the spirit fails to appear. But, like, yeah, something felt very off.
So Richard's not dead.
Joaquin,
Probably.
on a hunch, just kind of takes out the amulet that Adam gave us. Nothing special about it right now, yes?
Nope.
He puts it on.
Okay, you feel a little tingle.
Oh. Just general bodily, like pins and needles, and then it vanishes?
Yeah, not even that. Really, just like a little twitch in the muscles that touch it.
Okay. Gonna keep
That is
that on.
correct, Blackthorn, yeah.
Go ahead. No luck, Mercy?
No. Jordan.
I'm
Due to
Jordan.
the fact, I know. Due to the fact that this is one of my anima effects, would I know why it wasn't appearing, or just in generally something
So
that-
you know that when you summon a spirit, as long as it has not moved on to the afterlife and is a spirit, so not a living person, that they are forced to appear. You also kind of generally know that when you try to summon someone who is not a spirit, that it'll just fail. Like, you won't feel them at all. This
Okay.
feeling was different to that.
So conclusively, he's not in the. He hasn't moved on.
You didn't get that feeling, no.
No, but also I could theorize that he's not a spirit.
Yeah. If he was a spirit, he'd be impelled, or
Compelled?
compelled. Thank you, to attend, and he didn't. So
But I also know that he's not technically alive, because if he was alive, it would have just straight up failed. It wouldn't have felt wrong.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's had a mind
Well-
cap in Russia.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He hasn't moved his spirit hasn't moved on, and he's not alive.
Correct.
I don't know where that leaves us, but
More credence for the theory that he is or is somehow linked to the dog. He could be in some kind of
If Aki
Other
tries
state?
summoning a fictional character,
neither alive nor dead.
they'll get the same feeling.
Altered?
No, Shatter, he never existed in the first place.
I can try something else.
He only exists insofar as everyone
To-
knows he exists.
Well,
I can maybe
The dog,
go and
when it attacked him,
examine
normally
the blood
severs
again
connections
and
with the
try and
victims
see
it
if I
attacks.
can
But because this
figure
guy
out what
exists
caused it,
because
aside from giant dog
people know
with
he
many
exists, it
mouths.
infected the
I have-
dog, and now a
I've
few
got
people
one more
can perceive the dog,
hypothesis,
which
but it's
freaks
going
the
to cost
dog
me
out.
to. And she gestures at her forehead. Well, be a little bit more sunny.
Okay, what are you gonna try?
The same thing, but I'm going to call on Samuel.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Samuel?
Yeah,
Who?
James's.
I
Oh,
know who
right,
he is.
okay, cool, yeah.
I passed the check.
Yeah, you know who he is. Sorry, yeah.
Everyone
I
got
forgot
one
that
point.
character. That wasn't me trying to be like, who? That was Jordan being an idiot.
Oh no, it's entering the metaverse.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? I don't have this character in mind. Oh wait, yeah, he's under deceased characters. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, he immediately appears. And he says, "Hello, I'm very real."
Sam.
Does Ben see him?
Yeah, he appears. Everyone sees him. Ben rechecked later and passed.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Anyway, he says, "Wait, you can see me? Do you know who I am? You call me Sam? Oh my god! Oh, thank God! What the fuck is going on? I'm dead, aren't I? That's me!" And he points to his body.
Sam, I'm so sorry.
You sent me here, and you see like his body begin to lengthen, kind of distort.
I had no idea that this would happen to you.
He says, "No one remembers me."
I know.
Nah,
We're
you're just
trying to
sleeping.
figure things out. We need any information that you can give us.
He continues to stretch and lengthen like he's made of Play-Doh. His features are also taking on a much more dark cast.
Is he okay?
His face is twisting in rage.
Samuel, stop what it is you're doing.
Can you... Does that work?
As the power invested in me by the Unconquered Sun, as the Zenith, I'm asking you to stop.
I think you can just compel him to appear. I don't think you... Could you read out the power?
You are.
No, he's being twisted by the darkness.
For 7 motes, the Zenith may order a dematerialized spirit to manifest. All spirits inherently recognize the Unconquered Sun's authority and the Priest King's and are compelled as if by a defining intimacy. may still have defining ties or principles with counter this advantage. For if successful, the Zenith's very command draws the spirit into the material world so that it does not need to pay the cost to materialize.
Okay. So bottom line, you actually can't force him to do shit aside from materialize.
Yeah, well, it worked with the priest, so.
He looks like he's in pain and full of anger, and he's looking down at James with obvious hatred in his eyes as his features continue to contort. You can hear the popping of bone and the ripping of skin.
Sorry, James. And Mercy's gonna go over and touch Sam's body.
Cool. It instantly incinerates in a white holy flame, causing James's form to collapse back, or not James, sorry, Samuel's form to collapse back into normality for a brief moment. He blinks. When his eyes open, they radiate sunlight. He holds his hand out to James and he says, "I'm so," and he disappears. There is nothing left of the body, and there is nothing left of the spirit. And the darkness learns something new.
James just walks out of the house, pulling his flask out.
Okay. Kinda, Levana.
That did not seem like the Samuel. I
Oh.
don't know that I suppose anyone could be that angry after losing their life, but I had hoped that would be of more help.
Me too.
Poor James.
Somebody that's not me, go and maybe talk to him.
I will. And Joe kind of heads out at a slow pace. He's giving James some time.
So this house is full of those
James
spirits,
has
but they're
gone
not all
into
good.
the back of the Jeep. He's pulled out his homemade hammer and is just beating the shit out of a car. One of the ones that was left.
Okay. There's a spirit screaming at him to stop.
And just taking out all his frustration and his confusion and his pain on this vehicle.
You're doing a Street Fighter, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. I want them points.
You are earning them. Yeah, but no one knows this car exists, Shatter. They can't. So. Well, aside from the ghost, who's currently
After
screaming
a
at him to
while,
stop.
he stops and slumps against it and just drains his flask.
Okay.
Joe walks over.
No, Levana. The neighbors don't notice. Because if they did, they would know something
And he
was
just
wrong.
kind of leans against the trashed, somewhat imperceptible vehicle next to him and looks out into the darkness of the night.
Okay.
Fuck,
I
man.
guess he still counts.
I never wanted Samuel to actually come up here. I just wanted him to make a frickin' dossier for me. I don't know what he was doing.
He's an investigator. He's not going to take half measures in investigating.
I mean, I can't even go to his family and give my condolences because they don't fucking remember him. I can't. We have to figure this out, Joe.
I agree.
What am I missing? What the fuck am I missing?
Joe shakes his head. That makes two of us. It's there. Right beyond the grasp of my mind. The next realization. He puts a hand on James's back. He was here because he was a good reporter. You didn't tell him to do this.
One of the best.
He wouldn't have been him if he hadn't come here. I didn't know him long enough to know him as a person, but I know you employ the best, and I know they're happy to work for you. Maybe if we figure all of this out, we can make sure his family remembers him, and there's someone to mourn him. Someone else, so it doesn't fall on you alone. I promise you, if it can be done, or even if it can't, when we get to the bottom of this, I will find a way to make them remember.
Thanks.
Joe awkwardly pulls James into a hug.
He's just gonna start sobbing into your shoulder.
Okay. I'm gonna cut back to the house, but the pattern spiders just gave James 2 XP for that.
Thanks, pattern spiders. You the best.
Good acting, bud.
You the best, pattern spiders.
Okay, so back in the house, Mercy crosses her arms, allowing herself to look lost for a moment. After a few breaths, she scrubs her hands over her face and looks at Darius and Ben. Let's find this dog. Darius, any thoughts as a fresh pair of eyes? Ben, any insight from the office he worked at?
Ben looks mad, but
Ben didn't get to fight the
is very
tigers.
quiet about it. He just sighs and goes, "No, the guy was like a stellar co-worker. Everyone loved him. He even had an admirer send him a letter. Everything in his cubicle was perfect. Almost too perfect. Where's his office? Like, home office? Got like a library shelf full of books or something?
Yeah, so that's upstairs, which you, are you gonna go check it out?
Yeah.
Okay, so same deal as his regular cubicle. Like, it's very neat. It's very tidy. It's got everything you'd expect a home office to have. You know, pictures of the family, a phone. It's got a coffee cup that's clean. Everything is pretty much spotless.
Why does all of this, like, why does it just look like he's just been, like, put here? Like, somebody looked up the, like, how to be a dad and just
Pretty
put,
much, Levana.
for lack, a character here.
Ooh, Mercy might got it.
He was just trying to figure out how to be human. Ben walks over to the bookshelf and he starts kind of like fiddling with the books one at a time.
Okay. There's, you know, a bunch of stuff on tax law and insurance law. There's some books on how to be a better manager. Clearly he was trying to, you know, work his way up. There's a couple books that are like, you know, how to tell if your kids are mad at you, that sort of thing. There's one that's how to understand the internet. It was printed in 1990. There's just a bunch of stuff that pertains to his life. Like, there's nothing here that's like how to summon an evil dog or how to pretend I'm human, ha ha ha. Just
That's not
normal
necessarily
stuff.
what he's looking for. He was looking for a switch.
There is no secret
Have-
switch.
Okay. He starts like lifting up rugs and like
Okay. Under one
looking
rug,
under
you
the
find a
desk.
magazine. It's Sports Illustrated. It's a golf magazine. Like it's a golf edition.
Ugh.
Yeah, the raciest thing in there is a literal race car ad.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna keep looking around for like things that might be out of the ordinary. Like if he sees anything like hang on the wall, he'll like shift them. Any frames, he'll move them over.
Yeah, the only thing that stands out to you at all in this room is just it's very, very clean. Like it's barely been used, and there's like there isn't even like a secret candy stash or like liquor or anything. Like this is if you could make the most boring dad possible, this guy was that guy.
Yeah,
Arius?
Ben just gets more and more frustrated as he's looking through, and you can just tell in his body language.
Darius, thoughts?
I have the same thought as you about him being the dog. Doesn't make sense that he's unable to be summoned by you if he's dead. Could have been some way of him getting out of having to be a part of the family.
he just went to the store for smokes.
Yeah, but someone a murder dog for it.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
what that means.
Yeah, murder dog's good for smoking.
Yeah, exactly, Lalana.
Other than that, I don't really have not a whole lot to go off.
Yeah, almost nothing to go off, weirdly. Okay.
Marius, do you have a bone?
I have a lot of bones.
206 of them. Except on Fridays. We
Uh,
have 207.
I have less than 206 given my missing arm.
Oh, right,
but-
yeah. 206 minus arm. Fuck you, math.
Alright, well, I don't think you want me to use you as bait to try to lure the dog out, so...
Check the fridge. Maybe plug your
Good
nose
idea. Ben goes to the kitchen,
Okay.
opens up the fridge.
Yep, there's food in here. A lot of it's moldy. You're in luck, though. There was a pork chop that has since begun to severely rot, but it has a bone in it.
Keep that in
James
mind.
just put in the game chat. Pss, 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 pss.
Ben's gonna send Joe a message.
Is the
Gonna
message
send him a
here,
text. Puppy. No, he's gonna send Joe a message, and basically it says, "I think we should get in contact with the daughter. Seems we're missing something still."
What if we brought Mercy to the mother and got her to try and summon the husband again?
Joe's gonna kind of like look to James and say, "I think the others will meet us."
Fuck it. Ain't doing much good out here.
He
Lalana.
kind of like guides him in with an arm around his shoulder. Re-entering, he's gonna kind of find Ben in the kitchen, I guess.
Yep,
Ben's in the kitchen.
pulling a bone out of a very, very, very moldy pork
No,
chop.
he's leaving it there.
Oh.
He
He's leaving it
doesn't
there,
want to touch the rotten
Oh,
stuff.
just so you know, there are lots of other bones that aren't rotten.
Yeah, he's trying to ignore those
In the
ones.
corpses?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying not to look at those ones.
Blood of the innocent. That doesn't exist in today. Have you not
he's
seen
gonna
A Good
find
Place,
Ben.
Shatter? That
He's
doesn't
gonna
exist.
say, alternatively, we could have Mercy try to make the creature materialize. if it's not a
Orphan
curse,
tears, that's
so
very common, yeah.
what if it is some kind of a ghostly being or spirit or who knows?
James, you said your hand went through it when.
I couldn't
Ah.
see it, I couldn't touch it. I don't even know if it reacted to my presence. This
Ah.
was all based on what Ms. Baker told me.
Yeah. And I doubt we'll be able to get in touch with her again until morning.
Which doesn't sleep most nights.
I still
Eye of
think
Newt
we
is
should talk
actually
to
a
the
herb.
daughter. I think she might know something we don't.
She does not.
That or she will laugh us off of her doorstep for talking of magic. Then again, I suppose it's we're uniquely qualified to prove that magic exists. What do we have to
So
show her
close.
aside from, well, a bunch of stuff gleaned from sneaking around in her late father's belongings? I suppose the
I don't know.
definition of this problem is that we do not have evidence.
Exactly, Shatter, exactly.
Apparently she was there. She should have seen something happening to her dad.
But according to her brother, even he only glimpsed this, and she did not. And neither of them saw their father being attacked.
What if she's just saying that to avoid suspicion? You were asking about motives earlier.
She was much younger then. I doubt she would have had the presence of mind to lie to police.
5 years ago.
How old is she now?
She's in her 20s.
She's in her 20s.
Oh,
Actually. Which one was her bedroom? Ben just goes and starts looking for a room that looks like it could be a daughter's room.
You find it pretty quickly. It's fairly feminine, but it's clear that whoever lived in this room had begun to go through a grunge phase. So there's like a lot of pink things in storage and a lot of black things on the walls.
Alright, he's gonna start looking through all of the typical hiding places.
Okay, you immediately
things.
find some alcohol, some marijuana, and a diary, and a pornographic magazine.
Tosses the porn magazine away. Bader,
Luana
forgive
cut me
me.
some
Opens
fucking
up the
slack,
diary.
man. Okay, so it's talking about, you know, teenage girl stuff that I am in no way fucking qualified to talk about. I straight up don't know because I'm a 30-year-old white guy. But it is a very normal diary for a girl her age, and the last entry is also very normal. It's also dated the day before the attack.
Alright. And there's no resentment towards her father being voiced?
Yeah, there's lots. She talks about her dad didn't show up for her recital again, or like at one point he forgot to pick her up, apparently. And she's mad at him and stuff. But there's lots of stuff in there too where like she even writes in once that like he forgot to pick me up and I was so mad. But then like I woke up and there was like a box of chocolates like under her pillow from her dad that said "Don't tell your mother," like on the inside of the box. And like it was clear he cared about her a lot, and she knew that. Like he showed her constantly. She like mentions that there was one day where she was really mad because something had happened at school that really upset her. But then like she came home and on the table there was a signed envelope to her which had concert tickets that she really wanted to go to. So like there's all these small gestures that add up over time. So she was mad at her dad a lot, but what teenage kid isn't?
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of love in there as well.
Alright, mentions of a cult.
Yes, she tried to do a spell to levitate her friends.
Lame.
Probably
Okay.
Lavana, I don't know.
He closes it and puts it back where he found it.
Okay. There was big hints in there too. He was distant and only ever showed affection from distance.
Another dud.
So,
I'll know that.
Mercy, could you read out what you did there?
Okie doke.
Thanks.
Mercy remains
That
alone in
one,
the
Lavana.
office, racking her brain to try and figure it out, to fix yet another failure on her part. She looks around at the previous immaculate office, still feeling unnerved at the fact that this man felt like he was simply placed here, like some sort of doll, like a larger entity was playing house.
That's kind of what happened.
She sighs, closing her eyes, and for the first time in a while, attempts to send another prayer up to the unconquered sun. I need help. If not me, then for James. Please.
You don't get a response. Then your phone goes off.
Answer my phone.
Hello?
Hello?
Can I help you?
Possibly, who is this?
It's Anila. Is this Zenith?
Yes, this is sorry, Anila was the social worker, her name?
Yeah. My husband's asleep. It's very late. Is this important?
Yes. Possibly very important. Can we do the mind talk? Would that be easier?
Sure. Let me just go to the bathroom.
Okay.
You hear her walk into the bathroom and then sit down. We could also just talk on the phone.
I know, but I'm just concerned about people looking in.
Okay, then just say my name.
Right. Let me go back in my notes and find her name. Marisol.
You hear in your mind, what is this about?
Is there a type of dog that if it kills somebody, it erases them, like their entire identity, them, their connections from everything?
A dog? No.
A dog with a million faces?
Like
Can
it's
cha-
not a dog.
Like it's not a dog.
Yeah, you hear the cell phone connection, or from the cell phone connection, a strong wind suddenly pick up, and then the connection goes dead. You hear her in a much more guttural and like angry sounding voice say, I'm coming to you, do not stop talking to me.
All right. I will just keep doing. It turns out Mercy has the same problem that Aki does with voice checks. Is that second, like, keep talking, all of a sudden I lose the ability to English.
Anyway, she says, describe this creature to me.
Mercy begins describing it. Everything that they've learned up to this point.
Please describe it, Mercy.
A baba.
I'm not allowing you to apply the Ababa rule.
Parts.
Joe did blah earlier.
I know.
Yeah, but I'm putting Aki on the spot for a reason.
So it
To
is.
convey a sense of time.
It is a dog that can change size. The first, at least,
Words
victim
hard.
that it had was a father that, at least the first victim that we know of was a father that the mother woke up mid-attack, There was a lot of blood. The like, did you want me to describe the dog itself? I'll just keep doing that, I guess. It's
The
apparently
father. People
the father.
remember him?
Yes, people remember him, but not any of his other victims, including a good friend of mine.
Uh,
There's
While you're talking, a tear in the air appears. On the other side, a strong wind blows that feels warm, moist, and smells of rot, decay, and dust. You hear moaning and screaming from the other side, and the thing that you saw in the house in Santa Monica comes through that gap, appearing in front of you in the living room of this house. The rip behind it closes, and it turns into Anila, the social worker. She looks around
Wait,
and says,
do you need me to keep describing, or are we good now?
She shakes her head. No, you can relax. I'll leave your mind.
But there's been, it looks like this, at least the
Yeah,
father was just
it's-
placed in here.
She looks around. You can all see these? She points to corpses.
Yes.
All of them are still here. She walks up to one and says, You can't move on? And then she listens and says, Because, right, by definition, you are unfinished business. But the creature didn't eat you? No, I mean, you as you are now. How odd. She comes back. When it attacked the father, how does everyone remember?
Joaquin kind of emerges from where he had been talking with Ben. and
Cool.
kind of-
You see
Yeah.
a Indian woman on the shorter side talking to Mercy.
Hello, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
This is Anila.
Hello. You were friends with Zenith.
Yes.
Good. Do they? She looks over at you, Mercy.
Mercy's gonna introduce them by their exaltation name.
Okay. Anila says, and they do they should I? No.
They're aware.
Ah. Unfortunate.
Ben walks in, goes, "Oh, who's this?"
This is the person that I texted you that we met.
Wait, is this a demon?
No.
Joe's eyebrows rise from Santa Monica.
She winces when you say demon, and she says, "I'm here to help. I think I know
Joe
what the
elbows
problem
Ben
is."
a little bit.
Oh,
That seems
sorry.
rude.
No offense.
Yes, well. She says, "I'm extremely tired, so if you could take me to the creature."
Joe
Yeah, about
nods.
that.
I think we will find it at the. It was a retirement home. No, it was an asylum.
A
It's
care
like-
facility.
It's a care facility.
Mental
Asylums
health.
are have
Are-
somewhat gone out of fashion in the modern
Yeah,
time.
it's gone out of fashion. Do we? I was wondering about that. I was
Real
like,
shame that.
"Wait, What does that occur to? What is that? Why is that in my brain? All right. To the care facility.
Man, I'm
Let's
such a
hope-
piece of shit. Okay, so my player Sam is like recovering from illness, and I've done nothing but roast him all night. He's like the nicest guy I know, and I'm just like, haha, you can't words good.
No, that's fine.
2019, let's go.
All right,
Cool.
it's 2022, Aki.
Joe will blah that Mrs. Baker is in care
She
at a care
nods.
facility.
Is she close to death?
Not that I can tell. She is.
So why
Well,
is it?
she's believed to
It's-
be. She's believed to be the murderer of her husband, and well, they. When one speaks of a
didn't.
dog that only one person can see, she can see it.
She shouldn't. S-
She
Take
can.
me to it.
This
Okay.
way.
It appears afraid around her.
It
She said that
can't
it always
be.
seems. What is it?
It's a tool. Take me to it.
Joe says, "Who's perching on the hood and who's in the back, on the back?"
James walks over to where Samuel's body was and fishes his keys out of the ashes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
does that
Okay.
work?
Yeah. Well, all of his possessions don't necessarily burn unless fire would burn them, and it wouldn't burn the metal. So the plastic tchotchke that was attached to his keychain is melted, but his keys are not.
Let's go.
So you all pile into various cars. She says, "There are so many here. Why did it stay here? And why?" Questions. Maybe I'm too tired. This human.
It appears the forces that cause the rusting of metal, the decay of.
She nods and waves her hand and says, "Their connection is severed. I know."
Hmm. So that's why they're all here.
Yes, but it shouldn't.
It's a tool, you said.
Walia?
Please, drive with me.
Wahilla?
And he just kind of like gingerly accepts the ash-covered key
Okay.
fragment from James.
So you arrive at the care facility, and you see the same security guard from the insurance company out front of that. He says, "Oh, you guys here too?"
Mercy
Busy?
walks up to him.
Okay.
Hello, I'm the Zenith. I need to get into this facility.
"I've heard of you. Oh my god!" And he like pulls his keys out and drops them on the ground and goes, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And he like goes down and picks them up, and he's like, let me," and he like runs over to the door and he jams a bunch of keys in the door trying to get it open, and then like he shakes his head and like pulls a fob off of the key ring and swipes it in front of the door, and then like wrenches the door open so hard it shudders. He's like, "If you need anything, like just ask. I," and he just continues stuttering until you leave his presence.
Appreciate it. You're doing fine work here. Okay? I'm proud of you. And Mercy walks into the facility.
Okay, as you say, "I'm proud of you," he literally faints.
Mercy
Ben
catches the
catches
door.
him and puts him down
I
nicely.
knew Ben was gonna catch him. It's
Mhm.
great.
Jay,
We
you're
have-
better with keys than I am.
Follow me. I know where her room is.
Okay,
We go.
you get there, and the old woman's awake, and she looks over at you with a like quizzical expression on her face, and she says, "You're alive?"
That's the second time you've questioned that.
It's been like 10 hours. It came back. I thought you... Welcome back.
Yes.
It's over there if you want to talk to it. And she points in the same corner.
Apparently it went and visited your son.
It visit... Wait, it... What?
Apparently, he has seen it. He has felt its presence a number of times. Never seen it since that day.
Anila walks into the room, looks into the corner, and goes, "What is this doing here? What?" She looks at the woman and says something in a language that you don't understand. It's the same language that Sally's crew spoke.
Joe's gonna try, but no magic will allow him to understand it. Will it?
No, not at all.
Ah.
And the
Joe
woman
just
looks
kinda
at her weird and says, "Is that is that Spanish?" Anila goes, "No, it's Hindi," and then walks over to the corner with the dog.
Joe snorts.
She walks over to the corner with the dog, and you see her look at it for a moment, or look in the corner at any rate, and then she puts her hand out and grasps, and then pulls her hand away, and the woman, Mrs. Baker's eyes go like wide open, and she goes, "How did you do that?" And then Anila turns and says, "Shh. It's time for bed." She walks over and strokes Mrs. Baker's head, and Mrs. Baker instantly falls asleep.
It's another one of those
happened?
times where I want to know what the fuck is going on.
She holds her hand up, and there's now a ring on her finger. She says, "It's a tool. It's something that we used to use to ease the pain of those dying in the war, but it shouldn't work like this. Somehow it's persisted this long, and it's broken horribly. It shouldn't target the living, and it shouldn't fail, and it shouldn't... None of this makes sense.
Would it be related to the boy? Or what happened with the church?
No. This is far older. This is...
Correct me if I am wrong, but this
This
object
one is mine. What are the
What?
odds?
What? James is furious.
She looks at... She just continues to, like, not notice, and she says, "But I have been gone so long. I thought surely it would have decayed to nothing. Has it been sustaining itself this whole time? But then, why is it so broken?"
Joe frowns.
Why did you call me? She looks
I-
straight at Mercy.
I didn't call you.
So someone connected us.
Yes,
Someone
I-
who knows.
sent a prayer up to the unconquered sun.
James, I assume you're armed.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. In that case, it's a room in a care facility. There's almost nothing that could be used as a weapon. Unless you want to hit her with a plastic chair.
I'm thinking about it.
Uh-huh. She says,
Do a pod.
someone who knew that you needed help, but also knew that I specifically would know how to help you. And that this was my tool. This is my releasing tool. This was a part of me, a piece of me. This should not be possible. Which means you may have powerful enemies or allies, and I'm not sure which that is. Perhaps they thought I would release you once I retrieved my tool, but then didn't predict that I would meet you before, but surely they must have. I'm very tired. He probably could shatter, yeah.
Anila,
It's been a long night.
may I see that for a moment?
She says, "Could you close the door?" And she points to the door, to the room.
James walks out of the room and closes the door behind him.
Cool. She does not pay attention to that. Anil is not very good at picking up on that kind of social cue for some reason. She then holds her hand out, and a full, like, reaping scythe appears in her hand, the blade of which is cut from a blackness that kind of defies you to see through it or see into it.
Whoa. That's cool.
It's
And
not.
you said it is broken.
Yes. She points to the shaft, and you can see there's cracks running all the way up it. I mean, she kind of is. Yeah, she's a demon of the 7th house.
You had no concept that this would persist in the world. You left it behind at some point
All things decay.
during the...
All things die. This too.
How long ago?
That's difficult to answer. Time is, I don't know how long I was away from the world. It may not have been long, a night, but it may have been longer.
Well,
Joe looks the scythe up and down, and he just checks it over for any sort of... Well, he's looking for void tech.
Yeah, you
got a-
don't see any void tech, but looking into the blade, you feel like you can perceive something in it. Like there's something behind the blade itself. And as you look and stare deeper and deeper into it, you feel like the thing behind the blade isn't so much a thing, an object, a place, anything like that, but a concept. Like you're looking at some of the writing of the code of reality, or a cornerstone of the construction thereof. And something in you awakens to what that could possibly mean.
The fundamentals.
I will now allow you to purchase sorcery.
Ooh.
Anyway. So Joe is busy staring at a stick.
The void atop the stick.
Kind of.
So, this was the dog thing
She nods.
that.
But it's strange. When this takes a spirit, it's supposed to ease the pain of those around the deceased. So they forget over time in a way that is comforting. They forget the hardships and remember only happiness. It shouldn't remove all knowledge of someone, and it certainly shouldn't attack the living. It's not what the tool is for.
Do you know any ways that could damage it?
No, I don't. But I don't know of any ways you could damage one of us either, and yet here I stand. And she gestures down to her body, which looks completely normal. She looks like a normal person.
I don't see anything wrong with you.
No, you don't.
No offense.
I have a lot to think about. I'm going to leave.
One thing. Joe,
the scythe folds in and collapses on itself until there's a ring on her finger again.
Joe blinks as though he's coming back from somewhere very far off.
Okay.
The lost memories. How can they be restored?
She shakes her head. They're gone. If my releasing tool, if it destroyed them, they are gone. All things decay.
He shakes his head. This must not be. Those people deserve to be mourned.
She says, and they deserve to move on to whatever awaits them after death, but they are still there in the house.
How can we fix this?
She shakes her head. The world is broken. All things decay. There is no fixing it.
Joe's eyebrows snap together. I refuse to accept it. Something must be done.
She kind of has a wan smile on her face, and she says, "You remind me of people before the war. Good luck."
Your tool.
She turns around.
I must have some link to it. It's not a part.
She turns back and says, "If I asked you to have a link to some part of your body, would you consider it rude?"
I care not for that right now. Those people.
Her body begins to melt and extend into a different form.
They deserve to move on. I can't just leave them there.
After just a few moments, she's once again in her hideous form, like the Grim Reaper, leaking mist from her robes. And in a ghostly, chilling voice, she says, "All things end." And the portal opens behind her, the charnel house smell and the wind, which she leaps into, and it closes.
Joe stands there, his hair just kind of like blowing a little bit in the remnants of that charnel house breeze, and he stares into the space that it vacated, and he says, "This will not stand."
We're gonna end it there.
Woo!
I made a promise.
Boy.
So I will now answer questions about this particular plot. I know normally I don't like talking about things until the end of game, but this one I'm actually pretty proud of, so I do want to talk about it. But first, XP. Everyone can have 2 and 2, except for, of course, James, who gets 4 and 2. We're going to do votes. It's the end of the night. As always, the players get to pick their favorite player of the night, and the Pattern Spiders get to pick their BFF. Pattern spiders only get one vote, so they get to pick one person. But I'm gonna start the vote off with. Let's go, Sam. Sam, who is your best friend?
James.
Yeah.
James is player. It's called.
Thank you.
And the explanation is, holy shit, the grief, the really good evocation. This wasn't just some character that we lost access to, and oh how sad. James made it feel real.
Fair enough. Witch.
Blah blah blah. James, 100%.
All right.
For beating the shit out of that car in grief
Mm-hmm.
and just having that real moment.
Fair enough. That seems to be the prevailing thought. Aki.
I'm gonna go 3 for 3. It's James tonight with the really great acting and the bringing the emotional depth to it.
Fair enough.
If I
James.
could add, just
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was also about to add the fact that he was 100% about to grab something and just bash a demon with it.
Yeah. Good luck on that, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone could fight a demon, it's you guys. But that would be a combat scene for sure.
It's a plastic chair to the face. Anyway.
It's gotta be Joaquin for spitting in the face of inevitability.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And Darius, Mr. Sucrown. I don't know why I always call you Mr. Crown or stuff like that.
James, for all of the reasons listed above.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus. James, congratulations. You got lockout victory and get a free solar XP from your friends. The pattern spiders are still deliberating at the moment because I took too long to post the poll. So we are going to intersperse with some wild mass guessing. Mercy, the Fate Weave did go through, yes. Or Aki, the Fate Weave went through. The Fate Weave, by the way, was the Kirby GIF. And here's why. I'm now going to explain this storyline to you guys. I'm not going to explain how it fits into the wider world, so I'm not going to explain the ending. But I will explain what happened.
Alright, wild mass guessing. Time for me to talk.
Yes, exactly.
No guess, only talk.
No guess, I'm just going to tell you. This one was really hard and complicated, so I do want to tell you guys what's up so you can see how close you were. So, 5 years ago, a father with 2 kids and a wife was murdered in his home by a creature that feeds off of connections. Specifically, it eats your ability to be perceived by anyone around you or anything, including bacteria, as it consumes you. This guy died horribly. His family witnessed it. His wife saw it happen. His son got a glimpse of the dog thing, of the creature. His daughter saw nothing. Since then, the wife has been able to see the creature. The creature is terrified of this because in the thousands plus years it's existed, no one has ever been able to perceive it before. It's terrified because all of a sudden there's something that could possibly threaten it. This thing has been wandering around, literally eating people as often as it wants with impunity. It's left a trail of corpses that would be miles long if you could perceive them. There are bodies from this thing all over the place. But it's never stayed in one place, and everyone forgets all of its victims. The reason that the husband's murder is remembered is because he never existed in the first place.
Damn it, yes.
He only exists insofar as everyone knows he does. He's like a man-shaped kind of impression on reality.
A tulpa.
He's a tulpa, exactly. He has a wife and kids because a guy his age should have a wife and kids, so everyone knows he does. The wife and kids, by the way, came into the world the way everyone else does, but somehow they are his kids. She didn't cheat. He just had kids, despite not existing. He's away all the time because they can only remember that he was in places. They can't see him there because he ain't. But they have lots of memories of him. So they remember that he was in places, despite the fact that he wasn't. So any
You
written
remember-
evidence of him being there is not there because he was never at the spots where he was. But everyone knows he was, so they remember. They fill in blanks. There are pictures
Even
of
the
him.
Even the computers remember him having sent those emails.
Yeah,
because
he's got a
that's
social
what-
insurance number. He's got a birth certificate. He had 2 children. Reality is convinced he's there just as much as everyone else, but he really isn't. When the creature ate him, it took in some of that. So it went from no people can perceive it to a few can perceive it, which is terrifying for this creature. And it's been hanging around ever since, trying to prevent anyone else from seeing it, but still terrified that something bad is going to happen to it. It's literally like a dog. It doesn't know any better, and it's afraid.
It's a tool that had a master and is without a master.
I don't want to confirm or deny that part. That
Okay.
involves the ending.
Okay, fair, but like
But that is what happened here, guys.
based on what happened with Anila,
Yep.
that's what seems to be. And that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
Also-
so I'm gonna say something very controversial right now.
Yeah.
I came up with this concept, and then I started telling a few friends who are not in this game about it, and I've been informed that I'm not the first person to come up with this concept. So
yeah,
anyway, I was really proud of this one. I really like this thing.
this is really cool, and playing around with causality and those kinds of logic loops and that kind of thing, really cool. Also, in your face, George's reality. Joaquin had your number. Did Richard Baker ever exist?
Yeah, you guys came really close a few times. I was very excited. But anyway,
But how did he
what?
how did he come into, like, how does the existence appear in the first place? How did he get married and have children if he never existed? Where
Because-
did the sperm come from?
Because a man like him, if he existed, would have a wife and children and would have a job.
Yeah. So, just so you know,
Does that
everyone.
mean the wife and the kids don't exist?
No, they do. And the kids are genetically his. Nick had the same problem with this story. So, for the record, reality also is convinced he exists. Because everyone knows he
why?
exists. Reality is a consensus, and everyone knows this guy exists. So, the wife had kids because she has some very fond memories of her rather brave husband showing her a good old time.
Oh dear. Okay.
Which is going to continue to have a heart attack about this, I think. But the pattern spiders have selected their best friend. It is somewhat surprisingly James. Because of the same reasons as everyone else, actually. Congratulations, James. You get a pattern spider flavor XP.
Spicy.
Logic,
Wife is
though.
crunchy.
Okay. In that case, question.
Okay.
Would it be feasible to? This is a question from Sam, who has been listening. Would it be possible, therefore, to clone him using the genetic material from his kids
No.
to reverse engineer him as a person?
No. He never
Genetic-
existed. He
He's
can't
genetically-
exist.
But the kids are half him. He
Uh,
said it's genetically his.
Correct, yes.
Therefore, the genes exist. Therefore, if the genes exist in people who
Are-
really do exist, then you could take those genes and reverse engineer a person who then does exist.
Well,
even
no,
though-
because you'd have half of a person,
Okay.
which would be
It's
pretty
not-
gross.
So,
Yeah.
It's being held together by wishes and thoughts and prayers.
Literally,
Thoughts and
yeah.
prayers.
He is thoughts and prayers made manifest, except not made manifest. Much like thoughts and prayers.
I'd like to finish
There you
that
go.
storyline before my headache devolves into a migraine, because
So-
I
Too late.
think about this too hard.
Blackthorn, that was Sam's partner Sam, just to be extra confusing.
Yes.
All right, guys. I think that is going to be it for us for tonight. We're going to skip the wild mass guessing and move on.
It just-
Uh,
Where's the logic?
Oh, this is not even the most
You're big.
brain-breaking thing about World of Darkness or Exalted, and I love it.
well, the fun part is this isn't from either. This
I
is
know.
this is actually kind of sort of from folklore. This guy is potentially a tulpa, but you would be able to perceive a tulpa in the moment.
That's
Look
true.
that up. It's I believe it's Indian. I don't know for sure. Like Indian, East Indian. I mean, but I'm not 100%.
Tulpa, I
This-
think
this
it's
in
connected to
particular.
Tibetan Buddhism. I know what
It
you're
might be,
talking
yeah.
about.
Anyway,
Richard Baker is the
Uh,
Jordan original. I love this.
bottom line, I thought I invented something new and I did not, but it doesn't fucking matter. So
You arranged it in a unique and new way.
it was pretty fun. I loved watching you guys fucking beat around the bush. Like, man, he was really clean and very boring, but like, what does that mean?
You arranged it in such a way that explaining it gave me an instantaneous headache. So,
All right, everyone. Well, I will be back tomorrow evening at 6:00 p.m. PST to play some more Space Engineers because I have a crippling addiction to Space Engineers now. I'm going to uninstall the Aki mod just so everyone knows, because I need my own personal streams with my own personal time. So I won't be yelling at Aki to make me more tubes.
what about the most important part of Exalted?
Right. Sorry, I forgot. You guys can have 2 weeks of blue booking.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
Nice. All right. I'm ready.
All right. So
My
I
head
am.
hurts.
The more you think about it, Witch, the worse it gets. Just so you know.
Like, I'm
I've
batshit
stopped.
insane and I can't even. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
He exists only in memory
Not your game,
and perception. That's
Yet
it.
somehow we managed to have real children.
Yes.
Yes, because
Correct.
that's a thing that a man would be able to have.
Exactly. Yeah. A married man in his like mid-30s would have kids. That's just what would happen. So he did.
What do you? But
Let
where's
it,
the manifestation point?
let it go, witch. Just let it go.
All right, everyone. Say
Oh,
goodbye to chat. It is time.
Oh my goodness.
Say goodbye to the
Bye.
spitters.
Bye.
Bye,
Uh,
spitters.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Ugh.
I'll be back tomorrow, like I said. And until next time, Bibbles.
Bah.